everybody, my name is Fire and welcome to a Conan Exiles video. Today we're going to be checking out the brand new Sacred Hunt event and the event prizes that you can get from doing this. It's been updated and there's some new ones in there, so that's pretty cool, all ready for launch. So let's check this out in official tabs and see what is up. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can already see a couple of the new ones. These things, you can get cosmetics that kind of celebrate Jebel Sag and all that cool stuff. But to do that, you're gonna have to talk to the master of the hunt. If you chat to this guy, he'll sell you a few things like the bestial Regelia, some weapons, thrones, spike traps, basins, all sorts he will sell you in here. But I want to show you what of all of these items are, the placeables and whatever else, so you can see what those do and they actually are. Let's start with the bestial Regelia, one of the most expensive prizes in the whole lot. The bestial Regelia is a cloak that you wear as a chest piece that you can wear. So, for example here, I've dyed this one to go with my outfit, but if I'm to take this off and just put on like a brand new one, let's just take these items off so you can see it. This is what it looks like. It's got a white top, skull, very revealing underneath, and it just looks really cool. It works as a cape. It looks proper cool in the Conan game. So I really like this item piece. It is an agility weapon damage piece, and it doesn't provide a lot of armor, to be honest, because it's a light piece of armor, but you might like that. Next on the list is feral claws, and here they are, feral claws. So if we have a look at this item, you can see in my display rack right here, it is a 32 health damage agility weapon with 8 armor penetration. It looks exactly like this. They look pretty nice in hand, and then we're going to use it. It works exactly like any other claw weapon you can have. So if you want to use these and get these, they're pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I really like the look of them. I really enjoy them, and yeah, these are the claws. Not much more to say about them, but at least we've had a good look at them. Next one on the list is the scroll, the Skull Warhammer. This is the only other weapon up for grabs for this entire event, and it has a really cool skull aesthetic. So if we have a quick look at this looks really cool. It kind of looks like it's got a boar head put into a stone or a piece of flint. But if we're to use this bad boy, look at that on first person screen, that looks really cool. And then in third person, yeah, really nice. You can smash your enemy, maybe use the new fatalities with this weapon. Who knows, whatever you fancy, I suppose. As for stats, it's pretty average with the other Warhammers. 46 health damage and 40% penetration, and of course you're getting Sunder with it. Let's have a look at the throne of Jebel Sag. I really like this one. So if we come over to my decorated setup over here, we'll show everything very soon, but for now we'll show off the throne itself. And I really like this throne. It looks amazing, one of the first items revealed and all that good stuff. It makes a really nice throne for Jebel Sag, very fitting with all the bones and everything. And of course you can sit down on it as normal if you want to rule your kingdom from afar or whatever you like to do. So yeah, that is the throne. Underneath the throne is the spike trap, and this can be used if you want to do purges. So we come to the front of a purge base I was experimenting on. We have some of the spikes. Now the only bad thing about these is they don't go back in the ground like the dungeon ones once they're you know, pulled up with mobs going over them. NPCs fully trigger them, by the way. They 100% work on NPCs, so they can be used for a purge base, and they can be triggered on yourself as well, so beware of that. But basically with these, yeah, you can put them in the ground. They're sink down if you click interact on them, and then they will actually do a considerable amount of damage to enemies. They actually are pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, the only caveat with it is you definitely have to put it back down to make it spring once again. So that is kind of disappointing on that front, but hopefully it's something they can adjust later on maybe, because that would be really nice. But if you're just fighting around the front of your purge base, you could always just put them back down in the ground and it's not too much of a hassle. Now let's check out the Basin of Jebel Sag. If we pop back over to my setup, you can see it in action, the Basin of Jebel Sag. Now, you can use it as like a storage container. It doesn't, for some reason, seem to work as a feeding pot like it suggests, and like you can see the food inside, as it's based off a full pot. But for now, you could use it like a storage bin. It kind of looks really cool like this. And of course, you can feed your hungry hyenas in an RP fashion, I suppose. But yeah, this is the thrall pot. It looks really nice. Bones holding up a cauldron. Fire underneath. It doesn't light up, but you can do something else with it. Let me quickly show you what I've done over here. So if I climb up to the top of this pillar I made right here, you can actually make a little fire sit in the top of this, if I could get up properly. I suppose that would be good enough. There we go. Yeah, you can make a little fire sit in the bowl, so you can actually place things within the bowl if you want. So if you wanted it to be like a fire cauldron almost, like I kind of have it, then you can do that, and that's a creative way you can go about it. As well as the basin, we have the statue of Jebel Sag that we can also have a look at. And funny enough, you can actually have a look at it right at the place where the trader is standing. He has one behind him, but just in case this isn't the case for Zipter, or you want a better view of it in a realistic fashion, because I will tell you the one he has at his shop is a lot smaller than the one you buy. It's actually quite a lot bigger. I think it's probably about 2 walls high and a little over that for this thing. It's quite huge, very huge. But it's nice. It's got bones, blood, skulls hanging off of it, and then you have this whole head thing going on with the horns. Looks really cool, like the mane of Jebel Sag's kind of attached to it, it looks like to me. But this is nice statue. It's finally nice to have some more Jebel Sag assets in the game that look really neat, so I'm glad they're adding this, and I hope to see more, if I'm honest, in the future. Maybe that'll be the next stage, but we'll have to wait and see. Now we move on to the Lorian Brauer, which doesn't make much sense to me, but here we go. If we pop over here, you can see the Lorian Brauer. It's much like the ones you can find out in the world. Works like a big fire source. It's massive, by the way. And if we pop up here, of course, you can see the fire in the bowl on the inside. If you want it to look like a world piece, you absolutely can. If you want to make a massive tower, then it's definitely suitable. But you can have your very own ruins. Maybe you robbed it like treasure or something and brought it home. But there you go. That is something new to see and enjoy in this quest. We'll do these next two at the same time. It is the red bioluminescent mushroom and the green mushroom. Now, I'll be honest with you, these are extremely tiny. As you can see, they are absolutely minuscule. Maybe you could use it as jewelry or something in a bowl or something else, because honestly, they look more like jewelry than mushrooms at this point. Or you could use them, a lot of them, to kind of mushroom it out, I suppose. I was kind of hoping there'd be bigger variants of these as well. Kind of, you could have like a mushroom assortment. Big ones, small ones, you know, that would be nice. But for now, you have these really tiny little pieces if you want. And you can place them down in the world wherever you like. But those are the red mushrooms. Those are the green ones. Yeah, mushrooms. Just like the mushrooms, I think we're going to do the wall paints all together as well. We have the mammoth. These are 20 each when it comes to fangs. Rhino, panther, hyena, and all that good stuff. There's also a couple that I'm going to show you that I'm not sure it's going to be included, but it is in the cheat panel, so it's a thing you can see. So having a look at the first one, this is the hyena. This one's really cool. Honestly, probably the best one because it suits the kind of season the best, I think, and what they're giving you. Then we have the panther. You're going to probably recognize these because these are all in the Midnight Grove. They're all probably possibilities of what you might see coming to Conan Exiles in the future if they're giving rewards away, but you can get your very own paints. You can also have a mammoth wall paint as well if you fancy that. You can have like a whole prehistoric cave wall painting competition, or whatever you like. There is the mammoth. And we'll follow that up with the rhino, which is actually really adorable in this painting. Again, all of these are from like Jebel Sag or things like that. Although I think the rhino might not be, but it's done in the same kind of fashion as those ones in the place. Now, there are these other two in the dev kit, and these are basically gorilla and boar paintings. I'm not completely sure if they're going to include them or not, but I'm just going to mention them here and take it with a grain of salt. I'll show you what they look like because they are also in the Grove and could easily be implemented and used if they wanted to do that. So we'll first look at the boar right here. That's what it looks like. As you can see, same fashion. This picture was taken within the Grove, so I was in the Grove there. You could also get like wolf ones and all sorts in the Grove. So maybe if they bring this event back in the future, they could always implement those as brand new things to collect. And here is the gorilla one, which has a bit faded out of the head, but it's probably the best one I could find in the grove itself. And there you go. Yeah, those are some of the paints. I think they will do this in future versions of this kind of thing, as they expressed it's an event, and they probably want to bring it back after it's done and all that good stuff like previous ones have been. And the second to last one we have in here is the Emblem Icon Jebel Sag. This one is really simple. I mean, you can even see it right here. But pretty much if we pop to our clan emblem workbench, this is what it looks like. And it's just a big symbol of Jebel Sag. So if you really are a big fan of Jebel Sag, then you can get a free emblem out of it, and it looks pretty neat. And finally in here we have the Hyena Hunter, which is a free pet you can get from this update. Well, technically free, but you still have to grind in-game for the fangs, which is 250 fangs that you get from in-game farming. And just like we saw earlier around the bowl, these are the pets you can see. So it's these guys. You can have full hyenas of your own with red eyes and symbols of Jebel Sag on their bodies. I was kind of hoping we'd get the one from the hidden one we find, which I won't spoil if you don't want spoilers on that, because that model looks really cool. And having a look at their statistics as well, if you're curious about that, they're pretty mediocre, probably about the same as a normal hyena you would get. And we'll level him up to 20. Now he's had a huge revamp. As you can see, the health went up an astonishing amount. They actually got improved a lot. Do take the health with a grain of salt, because I added, got some lucky perks in there. But look here, this health is really damn good. I don't know if they're further alter this, because this honestly is kind of insane. But it now means you're going to have an insanely good pet to walk around with and enjoy. That is an incredible health boost with the Hunter at Jebel Sag. So probably worth spending your money and getting a pet, honestly, with this kind of thing going on. Especially after the bearers have had the big nerf. So this is probably going to be worth picking up now. I'm really glad to hear that and see that. And that's pretty much all the items in the trader that are placeables or things you can take home. If you're curious about the top three, they don't really are they're not really like a reward. They are items to do the quest with. So the war paint, if you wear it, it gives you a buff against champions. It allows you to damage them a lot. So you could use it as a cosmetic, but it's an event item that you use to help you in the event mainly. The champion lore is bought and used for luring out champions at their designated areas. I will have a video on all of these, so make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're curious about those and want to learn more about the event. There's also the potion of the hunt that takes you to the final boss, and you can purchase it, although it does spoil very quickly. So what I'd recommend for you guys on that one is buy it when you need it. Don't buy it just because of sake and waste the fangs. And then you can also try and make some Grand Champion laws as well. You'll need those to actually go in the hunt first of all. So make sure you get those special ones after you hunted all the champions. And then you buy the potion with your special Grand Champion lore. And you can go in there and fight the final boss. Apart from that though, that is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and have enjoyed seeing what is in the Master of the Hunt trader. Let me know if you like these items. Is it something you would like to see more of in Conan Exiles in the future? Do you like this type of event and all that stuff? I want to hear your opinion in the comments. I'm liking it myself personally. I think it's a nice little addition to do for Chapter 4. And Chapter 4 has introduced quite a lot, so that I'm very happy about. But either way, that will be all from me today. Thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!